every citizen to get speedy justice and speedy trial, which is also the fundamental requirement of good judicial administration. In the courts, cases are mounting by leaps and bounds, and there is no respite in sight. This is particularly because institution and procedure of cases is much more than their disposal. What we experience during moot court competitions is just the final stage of arguments before the Honorable Court. But what we need to learn and understand is the initiation of proceedings from the scratch. A very good afternoon to all of you. Today, we the students of 5th year honours, by a small attempt, are trying to convey to you all the entire procedure that is followed from the very first stage of investigation till the disposal of the case. And I, Dima Aga, would be your guide through this entire procedure of trial advocacy. What we are going to enact are the stages involved in the criminal procedure. The current case at hand is the criminal case of murder of Mr. Garcia Mali, covered under section 302 of the Indian Penal Code, which deals with the punishment for the offence of murder. Our first stage begins with a phone call at the Old Goa police station, wherein the police inspector, Mr. Gurudas Gauri, receives the information of the murder.
Hello, Old Goa police station. Inspector Gauri over there. Is a murder done? Address सांगा. बरे address बरे. वाडी मैंने आवाज नंबर 169. बोला बरे. आणि आपण जो मेरा आम्ही घर पावला तो कोणा कोणच्या वस्तू घातला नका मला सांग. हां? चल बेगीन चल.
Having received the information of the murder of Mr. Garcia Mali, the police inspector, along with the sub-inspector, heads towards the crime scene to carry out the necessary investigation. What would be carried out at the crime scene is called the inquest. An inquest is a judicial inquiry held to determine the cause of the person's death. The police officer conducts an inquest in the presence of 2 or more respectable inhabitants of the neighborhood called as the panchayats. After the necessary investigation, a report is drawn up on the apparent cause of the death as judged by the state of the body, injuries, evidence, etc. This document is called the inquest panchnama.
Early in the morning, at around 7:30, where I was sitting at 4, and I heard loud cry coming from the room.
Yeah, okay, what happened?
When I finally came to the room to see what was happening, and I peeked through the window.
Okay, you also you look through the window.
Yes.
Okay, go down there, Rajesh.
So when I looked through the window, I saw him lying on the floor, and he wasn't moving.
He wasn't moving. Same, तेरे साला बोल दे, तेरे साला. That's it, right? Alright, आते जाओ. ये कोई बात है. Alright, बात है. ये भाई को तेरे लोग सामने वाला है. आने कोई तो बात है. बताइए. आदमी बड़ी बोलना है. अबे ये कॉन्टैक्ट मारना है. Can you just come here? Okay. Do you have any suspect?
I think the brother-in-law of the deceased, that is apparently his brother.
Okay. Why do you think so?
Basically, on a lot of occasions, we would live in fighting and screaming at each other. It was
Okay.
very loud, basically.
There is three fights.
Yes.
Alright. बोले मासे fighting झाली पण त्याच्या the बाबा fighting the बाबा म्हणून त्याच्या बाबा. Okay. So do you know his name?
I think it was Kamal Malik.
Okay. So you're not sure. Kamal Malik. That's it. Huh? Thank you. तो ये तुम्हारा पति है. बसेगा देखा. बोलता है कि बसेगा देखा वो. अगर टाइम ना बसे. वही करा देखो मैं. तुम अच्छा करेंगे. तो भी एक आप दोरी जा रहे हैं बुरेगा तू. तू बाबा साला ऐसा बड़ा बुराई में साला तो नहीं.
अरे बाबा किती सांगू तुका ते भीरच्या मंडपावर नाका आपल्या आम्ही फोन करू
बिरजू कोट जोडाली.
चेडू बाबा चेडू ते और
अरे कंफ्यूज झाला मला. नाव घ्या ना आठवण ना.
एका आपले अजून तर पत्ताच ना
असताना ते आले रोज सॉफ्टवेअर पोलीस स्टेशनला मिळाला लागला.
हा
मला ऍक्शन घेतलं मला.
हा सांगा
आणि तुम्ही आलाय तुम्ही. तुम्ही एका घरी जावा का? तुम्ही बरं आता मला. जा. तू आलाय. अबे हे सगळं त्याने बाप केला. तुम्ही बोलते का 5-6 होईल. इतरी होईल झाला. हा. बरं किती झाला? बरं किती झाला ते पोटा किती दिल्या. बरं तुमच्या आवाजाची साईन मारवायची पडते. आणि मागे तुमचा त्याचा पोलीस स्टेशनला आवडले. मला झोपायला वाटतं. हा. समोर मोठा जर काय तर भेटण्यास सापडले. तरी झोपायला वाटतं. मागे आगा गेली घरी गेली उभारले ना. ऐकलं तुम्ही किती ते? या साईन मारा. दोघी सांगा. राजेश मी काढलं स्टेशनला. हा बरं. तुझ्या बॉडी तुझी बोल वाढवा कर.
Having recorded the statements of the punch witnesses and having completed the investigation, the police proceeds with the submission of the charge sheet, and with that the court frames the charges. Due to time constraint, we would not be portraying these procedures and thus directly enacting the stage of trial. The case is now before the Honorable Sessions Court, wherein the trial begins. The first stage of the trial consists of examination of the prosecution witnesses. The examination of any witness consists of two parts. Firstly, examination in chief, and secondly, the cross-examination. The examination in chief of the prosecution witnesses is carried out by the public prosecutors, and the cross-examination of the prosecution witnesses is carried out by the defense counsels.
All right. Case number 30/2012, State versus Kamal Malik. Rakesh Naik. Your name?
Rajesh Naik.
Rajesh Naik. Father name?
Diwakar Naik.
Diwakar Naik. Your age?
32.
32 years. Occupation?
Craftsman.
Craftsman. Residence?
Masa.
Mapsa. Whatever I say
Whatever I say
will be the truth
will be the truth
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
Mr. Rajesh Naik, can you tell the court in which job you're currently employed in?
Working as draftsman in PWD department.
I say that I'm working as draftsman in the PWD department.
And can you tell us why exactly you went to the scene of the crime?
I went to make a sketch of the scene.
I went there to make the sketch.
Now, you went there to make the sketch of the scene. Was there any kind of an official request letter that was given to you for your deputation?
Our executive engineer was being requested by the Volvo police station, and so our executive engineer prepared me for this.
I say that I was deputed by the executive engineer.
Lastly, Mr. Rajesh Naik, could you please identify the signatures at point P and at point Q?
Point P is the signature of our assistant engineer, Mr. Navina Salka, and this is my signature.
I say that I do identify the signatures at point P and point Q.
That's it, Your Honor.
Defense.
Yes.
According to Section 304 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, when in a trial before the Court of Session, the accused is not represented by a pleader, and when it appears to the court that the accused has no sufficient means to engage a pleader, the court shall assign a pleader for his defense at the expense of the state. Hence, in the present case, the court appointed the defense counsels, having appeared that the accused does not have sufficient means to appoint one.
Mr. Rajesh Naik, just now the prosecution showed you the draft that you had made, the sketch that you had made, and showed you the signature. I'm going to show you the draft again. This time, look carefully. This is a copy of the draft, and this is purportedly your signature. Now tell me, is this your signature or your name?
This is my name, but my
No,
signature.
is there any confusion in the question? Just tell me, it is a very simple question. Is this your signature or your name? Will you sign this one?
This is my name.
I say that it is my name and not my signature written on the draft. Now, Mr. Rajesh Naik, the sketch that you have made, is it accurate to the sketch?
It's not.
I say that the sketch is not accurate, but it is approximate. These details that you made from the crime scene, you made the details yourself, you put down the details yourself, or somebody told the details to you.
Police Constable Tushar Naik.
Somebody else. Police Constable Tushar Naik dictated the details to me. This sketch that you produced before the court, this sketch, is this the sketch that you made on the spot?
I made a rough sketch on the
You
spot.
made a rough sketch. Have you produced the rough sketch? Can you produce the rough sketch? I say that I made a rough sketch which I cannot produce. I put it to you that while making the final sketch, you did not have the rough sketch with you in your office. What are you doing? You're taking hints from your lawyer. Are you serious? You're on the clearly nodding at the witness.
Prosecution, please come down. Please come down. Defense, please carry on.
The public prosecutor unbelievable. fight with me or the judge. This is a cross-examination. You are in court. You understand? I put it to you that you did not have the rough sketch with you while making the final sketch. True or false? False. It is not true to suggest I did not have the rough sketch with me while making the final sketch. That's all. Prosecution witness to Gracie Lopez. Your name?
Gracie Lopez.
Gracie Lopez. Father name?
Francis Lopez.
Francis Lopez. Occupation?
I'm a housewife.
Housewife. Address?
Mrs. Bhatt.
Mrs. Wali. Age?
38.
38. Say whatever I say
Whatever I say
will be the truth
will be the truth
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
Prosecution.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Lopez. Mrs. Lopez, can you tell us who all are there in your family?
We're 6 of us. It's my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my husband, my 2 month children, and me.
I said that there are total 6 members in the family.
Mrs. Lopez, can you tell us how exactly you came into contact with the deceased and his wife? It's okay, Mrs. Lopez. You can take your time. Answer whenever you're ready.
I'm not exactly sure about the date, but it was one evening. Me and my mother-in-law were both there, and the couple came to the residence.
I said that the couple came to the residence.
What happened after they came?
They asked us if we had rooms on rent, and my mother-in-law said that we are 7 rooms, but she wouldn't let them out until they had their ID cards.
They came to ask for the room on rent.
And can you tell us the name of the couple?
It was a Gandhi and Akashi and Mali.
I said that there was a Kendi and Gracia family who came for the room on rent.
Now you said that you all gave rooms on rent.
Yes.
Can you tell us exactly how many rooms in the house you all give on rent?
We have 7 rooms, out of which 1 of them was rented out to the couple.
I said that we have total number of rooms for 7 and 1 was rented out to Gandhi.
And lastly, can you tell us what exactly happened on 13th June 2012?
It was very early in the morning. It was around 7:30, and I was eating rice at home. And I heard a loud crying coming from the room.
Early in the morning at 7:30, I heard a loud noise from the room.
What happened after that?
I went towards the room to find out what was happening, and I peeped through the window, and I saw the man, Garcia, lying there, and he wasn't moving. And the wife was just sitting there.
I saw that the body was lying on the floor.
And the wife was just sitting beside him and crying inside.
And the man was lying beside him.
That's it, Your Honor.
Defense.
Miss Lopez. Mrs. Lopez. Just now you said that you peeked through the window.
Yes.
Now, just a thought. A reasonable person, when you come to a house and he hears a grown-up woman weeping, he directly goes to the door. Now, just a question. Do you have a habit of weeping?
Objection, Your Honor. The counsel is asking completely irrelevant
Your
questions.
Honor, I'm trying to make a point here.
Please do not ask any relevant questions.
Yes,
Please.
Your Honor.
Mr. Kandipaka, please do not ask any relevant questions.
Much obliged, Your Honor.
I'll rephrase my question. Mrs. Lopez, why were you looking for me?
Just to clarify, I do not go looking for people's windows. Basically what happened is when I heard the noise, I went towards the room and the door was locked, so I peeked through the window.
The door was locked.
Yes.
From which side?
I believe from the inside.
I say that the door was locked from the inside. When you saw through the window, what exactly did you see inside?
I saw the man lying there. And,
Deceased?
yes, and he was moving.
And
And I saw his wife sitting beside him and crying.
the wife?
Yes.
And?
That's
That's it?
Yes.
Just two.
Yes.
I say that there were only two people in the room. There is the deceased and his wife. That's it.
Prosecution witness 3, Maria Pereira. तुमचे नाव?
माझे नाव बाबा मारिया परेरा.
मारिया परेरा. बाईचे नाव?
जोआव सोजा.
जुआव डिसोजा. तुमची एज?
माझी 65.
65. खंय रावता?
मेडसेवाडी.
मेडसेवाडी. म्हजें कितें सांगतलें?
हांव जें कितें सांगतलें
खरें सांगतलें?
खरें सांगतलें.
खोटें सांगचें ना.
खोटें सांगचें ना.
Prosecution.
Yes, sir.
मिसेस पेरेरा, तुम्ही कोर्टात सांगपाक शकतली की ग्रेसी लोपेज जी आत्ता येवन गेल्या पळय तांचे आनी तुमचें नातें कितें?
हय बाबा. ग्रेसी लोपेज माझ्या चेड्याची बाय.
PW2 Gracie Lopez is the daughter-in-law of PW3 Mrs. Maria Pereira. म्हाका आनी एक गोष्ट सांगा मिसेस पेरेरा, तुमच्या जे घरान 7 रूम आसा पळय तातूंतलो एक रूम तुम्ही उगांती आनी ताच्या घोवाक तो मेला पळय गार्सिया ताका अकरा
This is the leading question. He's putting everything into the mouth of the witness. What is left for witness to say? This is the leading question. It should not be part of the record.
Mr. Palantika, please do not ask leading
I
questions.
will rephrase my question.
This should
Stand up, please do not take
What
on
will
record.
not happen? मिसेस पेरेरा, तुम्ही एक रूम गार्सिया तो मेला पळय ताच्या बायलेक ताका आनी ताच्या बायलेक केन्ना दिलो? तुका तारीख याद आसतली?
कितें सांगो बाबा तुका आतां? हो रूम आमी जुनाचे 11 तारीख तांकां दिल्लो.
The room was rented to the deceased and his wife on 11 June 2012. Mrs. Pereira, 13 जून 2012 ह्या तारखेक कितें घडलें समाय?
ह्या तारखेर मरे बाबा सकाळ फुडें 7:30 हांव बेडीरूच आसलें. म्हाजी सून आयली. माय गुडघे म्हणपाक लागली. उगांती मोठ्या मोठ्यान रडटा. हांव उठलें बेगी आनी रुमार गेलें तेंच्या. रुमार पळयत जाल्यार लोक असो ताका पळोवपाक जमा जाल्लो म्हणटान दार ओपनूच आसलें.
On 13/6/2012, my daughter-in-law Gracie Lopez, PW2, woke me up and told me that Ugandi was crying very loudly in her room. I followed my daughter-in-law to the room and found that many people had assembled outside the room of the deceased and his wife. The door of the room was also open. तुम्ही रूमाकडे पावली, तुम्ही भितर वचून कितें पळयलें?
हांव भितर सरलें बाबा. भितर सरतान पळयत जाल्यार भुगांती अशे तकलेर हात मारून रडटाले. तकलेर हात मारून रडटा म्हणटा हांवें त्या गार्सियाच्या कुडीक हात लावन पळयलो. कुडीक हात लावन पळयत जाल्यार तो पयलींच बाबा देवाक तेन गेल्लो.
I entered the room and found that Ugandi was crying very loudly. I touched the body of Garcia and found that he was already dead. Garcia मेला. हे कळटकच तुम्ही कितें केलें मिसेस पेरेरा?
हें पळोवन म्हाका कांयच समजना. हांव कितें करूं पळय तें. मागीर म्हाका सुचोन आयलें की पुलिशेक फोन लागल्यार बरो म्हणून. मागीर हांवें पुलिशेक फोन लायलो बाबा आनी मागीर पुलीस आयले.
On knowing that Garcia had died, I called up the police station, informed them about the murder, and the police immediately came. मिसेस पेरेरा, तोच प्रश्न विचारता. पुलिसेन येवन कितें केलें?
पुलीस येता आनी कितें बाबा
of postmortem. No further question. देव बरे करू इच्छिते.
डिफेन्स
Sorry.
Prosecution witness for Dr. Neha Shirodkar. Your name?
Dr. Neha Shirodkar.
Dr. Neha Shirodkar. Occupation?
I'm a doctor at GMC.
Doctor. Address?
I live in house number 19, Dausawada, Maksa.
Age?
38 years.
Okay. Father name?
Mr. Anil Shirodkar.
Anil Shirodkar. Say whatever I say
Whatever I say
will be the truth
will be the truth
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
prosecution
Yes, sir. Dr. Neha Shirodkar, can you tell the court what was the date and time when you conducted the post-mortem examination on the body of the deceased, Mr. Garcia Mali?
On 16th of June, that is at around 12:30 p.m., the body was sent for post-mortem examination of the deceased.
on 16th of June the body was sent for postmortem at GMC.
Can you please tell the court who sent the body for post-mortem examination and who has exactly come with the body to GMC?
Police Inspector Mr. Gurudas Gowde had sent the body for post-mortem examination, and Mr. Navnath Naik, that is the police constable, he had come with the body.
Mr. Gurudas got the body to GMC and it was brought back to Rastau.
Dr. Shirodkar, you must have done the external examination of the body, right?
Yes.
What did you observe when you did the external examination of the body?
External examination, I found that the body was firstly wearing black shorts and a black t-shirt, and there was a wristwatch on the left arm of the deceased.
The body was wearing black short and black t-shirt and there was a wristwatch in the left forearm.
Yes, sir.
Apart from that, the mouth of the deceased was partly open and the tongue was inside the oral cavity, that is the mouth. Very importantly, there was a blood stain on the upper lip and blood was seen coming out of the nose.
The blood was also seen coming out of the nose.
Dr. Shirodkar, on external examination, did you find any injuries on the body of the accused or the deceased?
Yes, 9 injuries were there on the body of the deceased. It's there in the memorandum of autopsy. I handed it over.
I said that a total number of 9 injuries were found on the body.
Dr. Shirodkar, please answer this question completely on the basis of your knowledge, expertise and experience. According to you, what were the means used by whoever committed the murder to cause these 9 injuries on the body of the deceased, and what was the ultimate cause of death of the deceased?
According to my knowledge and expertise, there was a blunt weapon that was used to cause those 9 injuries that are mentioned, and death was caused because of manual strangulation.
I say that the blunt weapon was used to cause the death and that was caused by manual strangulation.
Doctor, my last question to you. I believe blood group examination is a very routine process. So was blood group examination of the accused, Mr. Kamal Mali, done at any point of time, maybe after the postmortem or some day after it, weeks after it? Was it done?
Yes, since it's a routine process, blood group examination was done, and his blood group was found to be O negative.
Who did the blood group examination?
Dr. Kolkar.
I say that the blood group examination was done and Dr. Korlapa conducted the examination.
No further questions, sir. Thank you very much.
Defense and cross.
Shirodkar,
Yes.
few minutes back in this
Absolutely, 9 injuries.
Now, I put it to you that your contention that those 9 injuries were on a deceased body at the time of the death is false.
Absolutely not. 9 injuries were caused at the time of the death. Yes.
It is not true to say that the injuries were not prevailing at the time of postmortem.
I put it to you that your contention, your observation that strangulation was the main cause of death is completely and entirely based.
No. Strangulation, manual strangulation was the cause of death. I've mentioned it.
It is not true to say that the death was not caused by manual strangulation.
No point.
Prosecution witness file, Birju Mali. आपका नाम?
जी बिरजू माली।
बिरजू माली। आपका नाम?
मोहनचंद।
मोहनचंद। आपकी उम्र?
मैं सिर्फ 27 साल की हूँ जी।
27 years। कहाँ रहते हो?
मैक्सीवाड़ी।
मैक्सीवाड़ी। इस पे माता की कसम खाइए कि मैं जो कुछ भी कहूँगी सच कहूँगी सच के सिवा
कुछ भी नहीं कहूँगी।
Prosecution.
बिरजू जी हमें बताइए कि गोवा में आप कहाँ पे रहते हो?
जी जरूर बता सकती हूँ, मैं मैक्सीवाड़ी में रहती हूँ।
I say that I live in Mysore.
और मरने वाले के साथ आपका क्या रिश्ता है?
रिश्ते में वो मेरा भाई लगता है। भाई बोले तो मेरे मामा का छोकरा।
That is my cousin and your better uncle.
अच्छा बताइए कि आप आरोपी को कैसे जानते हो? आपके साथ उसके साथ आपका कोई रिश्ता है?
रिश्ता इसके साथ मेरा रिश्ता कुछ नहीं है। ये कमल साला मेरे भाई का साला है।
What kind of language is this? अबे साला छोकरा. Is this the language to be used in a court of law?
Ms. Gappa, please tell the witness that she is in court. Please use civil language. Please maintain the decorum.
Yes, sir. सोनिया, बिरजू जी अभी जवाब देते समय ध्यान में रखिए कि आप कोर्ट में, ठीक है?
माफी चाहती हूँ सरकार।
अच्छा आखिर में बताइए कि क्या आरोपी और मरने वाले के बीच में कुछ तरह का तनाव था? आपको कुछ पता है उसके बारे में?
तनाव जैसे कि मुझे याद है, एक दिन किसी 11 तारीख को एक दिन में मेरा भाई ये कमल और दिनेश नाम का लड़का, हम लोग हमारे भाई के रूम के बाहर खड़े थे।
There was a fight on 11th of September.
उसके बाद क्या हुआ?
उसके बाद हम सब लोगों के बीच बातचीत हो रही थी। बातचीत होते होते कमल और मेरे भाई के बीच में कुछ हुआ, बातें करते करते, और इसने बीच में मेरे भाई के हाथ के ऊपर हेलमेट मारा। बाद में हम लोग चले गए और बाद में कुछ हुआ, कुछ पता नहीं।
The accused hit the deceased with a helmet and after that there was a mutual settlement.
No further questions.
Defense.
बिरजू जी, prosecution का कहना है कि आपने पुलिस में एक बयान दिया था। क्या आप मुझे बता सकते हैं ये बयान आपने कब दिया था?
मैं आपको पहले ही बता रही हूँ, मैंने बयान कुछ नहीं दिया था। मुझे सिर्फ इतना याद है कि मैं पुलिस स्टेशन गई थी और बाद में पुलिस लोगों ने कुछ लिखा, कुछ नहीं लिखा, मुझे कुछ भी नहीं पता।
तो आपका ये कहना है कि आप पुलिस स्टेशन तो गए थे,
जी,
पर
हाँ।
आपने वहाँ जाके कोई बयान नहीं दिया।
हाँ,
I say that even though I went to the police station, but I did not make or give any statement to the police.
बिरजू जी, थोड़ी देर पहले आपको याद होगा आपने अभी भी प्रोसिक्यूशन से कहा कि एक झगड़ा हुआ आरोपी और मृतक के बीच में। आप मुझे बस इतना बता दीजिए वो झगड़ा कब हुआ था? मौत से एक दिन पहले?
नहीं जी,
एक हफ्ते पहले?
नहीं।
फिर कब हुआ था ये झगड़ा?
मुझे लगता है पिछले साल किसी 11 तारीख को हुआ था।
तो जिस झगड़े की बात आप कर रहे हैं वो एक साल पहले हुआ था, right?
हाँ।
I say that the fight took
Section 330 of the Code of Criminal Procedure empowers the court to put to the accused at any stage of inquiry or trial such questions as it considers necessary without previous warning. Hence, the power thus conferred is exercisable at its discretion under the terms of the section after the witnesses for the prosecution have been examined and before the accused is called upon to enter on his defense. This is done so for enabling the accused personally to explain any circumstances appearing in the evidence against him.
Mr. Kamal. Mr. Kamal, I am going to ask you questions on the evidence recorded in this case. You are not bound to answer them. But if you answer them, it can be held against you in this case as well in any other cases. So tell me, where were you at the night of murder?
I was at home, Your Honor.
And there is a statement made by prosecution witness number 5 saying that there was a fight between you and the deceased 1 year back and you hit him with a helmet. What do you have to say on that?
I don't know, Your Honor, but I'll tell you one thing, there was no fight between me and Garcia. I don't know why you just made an allegation of me. 1 year ago, there was no fight between me and Garcia.
Do you want to say anything else in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Do you want to examine yourself as defense witness?
No.
Do you want to lead any other evidence?
No.
Do you want to examine any other witness?
No.
You may say.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The case has now reached the stage of arguments which we usually experience in moot court competitions, wherein the lawyers representing the parties put forth their arguments before the Honorable Court.
Prosecution, are you ready with your arguments?
Yes, sir. Ready, sir.
Yeah, you may proceed.
Your Honor, murder, according to me, is the worst form of crime which can happen because it involves one human being killing another. We see this only among animals, Your Honor. One animal killing another. Humans, as we know, are very animals who have gone beyond the stage of killing each other. However, in this case, Your Honor, we can see that one human being has not just killed another, but a relative has killed another relative. The accused, Mr. Mali, was the brother-in-law of Garcia who has died. Your Honor, this increases the gravity of the whole murder in this case. Your Honor, in this case, I would like to show firstly that Mr. Kamal Mali had a certain grudge, certain amount of tension with Garcia which prevailed for quite a long time. And this murder was just an outcome of this grudge and anger which was prevailing inside Kamal. Your Honor, firstly I would like to refer to the statement, not the evidence but the statement given by Gracie Lopez, the daughter-in-law of Mrs. Maria Pereira, PW number 2. Your Honor, I believe it is at page number 4, the statement recorded by the police, in which Mrs. Lopez clearly says that whenever Kamal used to come to the room of Garcia and Uganti, there were always loud noises, fights, arguments which were heard. Your Honor, this shows that there existed a tension between Garcia, the deceased, and the accused, Mr. Kamal Mali. Your Honor, second piece of evidence which I would like to put before this court is that of Miss Biju, PW5. In her statement, she said that she herself was a witness to one of the fights. And this fight was not just a verbal one, but there was physical tension which existed. The accused had hit a helmet on the deceased when this fight had taken place. I agree that this fight was 1 year back, but this fight shows that tension existed for a very long time between the accused and the deceased. Your Honor, I would like to make a very candid statement in this court that there are certain loopholes and surmises which exist in the case of the prosecution. But as it has been rightly said by Justice Swatantra Kumar in Chandra Kumar versus State of UP.
Citation.
The citation of this case, Your Honor, is that minor surmises, faults, loopholes will always exist in the case of the prosecution. And what the judge needs to appreciate and see is the complete picture which the prosecution paints in front of the court. Your Honor, in my case as well, I would like to plead the same, that please give importance to the greater picture and the larger picture which the prosecution, along with the prosecution agencies, has painted before this court, and do not give benefit of doubt to the accused merely on minor surmises and loopholes which exist in our case. Your Honor, lastly, I would like to conclude by saying that the intention of murder existed for a very long time, and it was anger and grudge which the accused had against the deceased. In this case, a relative has killed another relative. There can be nothing more gruesome, and the gravity of this offense increases because of this very fact. And I plead before the Honorable Court that the accused be given the severest punishment under Section 302 of the IPC and be convicted of murder. I conclude with my argument.
Defense, are you ready with your arguments? You may proceed.
Your Honor, with all due respect to the public prosecutor, there is no question of benefit of doubt because there is no burden of proof that has been shifted upon you. Primarily because there have been so many lacunae in the case of the prosecution. There is no need even to defend my client, Your Honor. If you go to the evidence, you come to AW1 statement, page number 7, Your Honor. What is the credibility and reliability of this evidence, Your Honor? Primarily, he is an expert witness. He is supposed to draw the sketch himself and produce before the court. What has he done? He has made a rough sketch which he is not producing. The rough sketch that he had made, he did not make it by himself, but it was dictated to him by a constable. What kind of an expert is he? So the credibility is reflected here. Coming to PW2, here the whole case collapses. The door is closed from the inside. Who are inside? There are only two people, the deceased and his wife. No other person can shut the door other than the people inside the room. So obviously there was no third person. My client is absolutely innocent and he was at his home on that fateful night. Coming to PW4, now the credibility of the doctor, I am not disputing the same thing. But as far as the timing of the death is concerned, the Supreme Court has clearly laid down the position. In the case of Ram Swarup versus State of UP, it's a 2000 judgment, Your Honor. Come to page number 3. Now it says, testimony of a doctor on point of time at which injuries were caused can never be absolutely certain. So, with all due respect, with her knowledge, she has stated what she thinks to the court, but it is not gospel truth. Now, as far as the motive is concerned, it is a very relevant issue in this case. Primarily because there is no witness who has seen the commission of the crime. According to Section 8 of the Evidence Act, if you are connecting an incident that has taken place long back to the crime scene, it has to be so connected to the incident that it forms part of test history. If it does not form part of test history, then it cannot be appreciated. Now, what does the witness say here? The incident took place on 11 or 13 of some month. 1 year back, there is a different issue. Of some month, what would a reasonable person do? A reasonable man would primarily remember the month. Forgetting the date is something very natural. Saying that I remember the date and I don't remember the month, this is something very suspicious. This reflects upon the credibility of the witness. The witness may be tutored here, and the incident that took place 1 year back, how can it be connected to a scene of crime that takes place 1 year later? There may have been so many conflicts between the deceased and so many other people. Was the accused present at the scene of the crime? No. Have they proved that there was somebody else in the room? No. The door was not from the inside. There is not even iota of evidence against my client. He is being ridiculously accused of committing a heinous offense such as murder. However, I pray to this honorable court that my client be honorably acquitted, not just on benefit of doubt. This complaint is nothing but a vexatious complaint by a nosy neighbor. Your Honor, I conclude my arguments and I leave the for case.
The Honorable Court now decide over the case based on the arguments and facts put forth and thus pass the judgment.
Prosecution defense. Considering the evidence laid before the court and arguments put forth by both the sides, this court has come to the conclusion that the prosecution has failed to prove that the accused has committed the offence under section 302 of the Indian Penal Code. None of the prosecution witnesses have successfully made out the case against the accused. The violent incident that took place 1 year back between the deceased and the accused cannot be appreciated due to the rest of alleged testimony. Considering the fact that the door was locked from the inside and failure of prosecution to provide explanation for the same hints towards the inefficiency of the police in collecting the evidence. There is no case made out against the accused. Hence, accused is hereby acquitted for lack of evidence.
All right.
As we come towards the end of trial advocacy, I would like to thank you all for being so patient and cooperative. We really hope that we did justice to our small attempt of portraying the legal proceedings. Our special thanks goes to our very own principal, Professor Rao, and our teachers, Professor Kamakshi Sambari and Professor Shabira. Let me now introduce to you all the students who played the eminent characters in the mock trial. To begin with, the deceased Mr. Garcia Mali was played by Steve Souza. Uganti Mali by Dipti Pathak. The accused Kamal Mali, who is the brother-in-law of the deceased, is played by Sai Sham Subramanian. Police inspector was played by Nandaraj Sawant. The sub-police inspector was played by Mr. Tushar Naik. Prosecution witness 1, who was the draftsman, was played by Pankaj Dabolkar. Prosecution witness 2, who was the daughter-in-law of prosecution witness 3, was played by Anaisha Zachariah. Prosecution witness 3, the landlady, was played by Shubhangi Sawant. Prosecution witness 4, the expert, was played by Ms. Neha Shirodkar. Prosecution witness 5, cousin sister of the deceased, played by Sonia Penekar. The two punch witnesses was played by Valerie Kucharkar and Priya Parab. Asha Gamkar and Gaurang Panandekar played the role of the public prosecutors. Pushpinder Kaur and Bhargav Khandebalkar played the role of the defense counsel. Credits played by Venkatesh Varik. Stenographer played by Gautami Porkar. And last but not the least, our judge played by Gautam Gupta. To all of them, thank you so much.
Dear friends, just 2 minutes. Okay? So, really, yeah. Friends, almost 4 years back, we have started this mock trial system in our college. After Dr. Maria Pinero sir actually introduced that, he asked us, come on, let us start. So very fortunately, our all friends cooperating from that year onwards. So it's almost this is the 5th batch I think they are doing. Earlier, when myself and Dr. Sabir Ali and of course Kamakshi madam last year or before last time, she also joined with us. When we were in the lecturer cadre, we used to pay a little more concentration and we used to concentrate on this rehearsals time. First time comparatively, my position is concerned, hardly I attended this rehearsals time is concerned. So almost maximum the credit first goes to the author for them only, not relating to Dr. Sabir Ali and Ma'am Kamakshi spent some time with them. To some extent, they have guided them. And last match is mine. Okay. So what I want to tell you here,
maximum they have tried their level best. Only what I felt, only one or two, which I have not told them, just small miss, which we have not performed. Means first accused when it comes, the judge has to ask that, I don't know whether I didn't observe, whether you committed this offence or not. First, then he says no, then the trial starts. One or two small things, otherwise, almost excellent, really perfect, especially the argument of the advocates and the examination, of course, one of the client, one of the witness, I think Sonia really like a witness how they, and of course, only just a casual joke related to our deceased person's wife. Real wife will take some break and will take water.